Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Kennedy half-dollar coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're zooming in on a true American classic, the United States Kennedy half-dollar from 1973. Now, you might think, it's just another half-dollar, but hold on tight, because this coin hides some secrets that make it incredibly special and potentially very valuable. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this particular 1973 Kennedy half-dollar could be worth a jaw-dropping $81,000. Let's rewind a bit and set the scene. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, shortly after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. This coin quickly became one of the most beloved and iconic in American history, not only for its stunning design but also for the legacy it carries. By 1973, the coin had been minted for nearly a decade, but that year's issues hold a mystique that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. Now, what makes the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar stand out from the millions produced? It's all about rarity, condition, and those fascinating minting errors that elevate its status from common pocket change to a prized collectible. See, most 1973 Kennedy half-dollars were minted in Philadelphia, and while they are fairly common in circulated condition, the real treasure lies in the rare varieties and flawless examples that collectors dream of. One of the rarest and most sought-after versions is the 1973 S-proof coin, minted in San Francisco. These proofs were struck with exceptional precision and feature a mirror-like finish that gleams under any light. But here's the catch: some of these coins were produced with minor but significant minting errors. These errors include double dies, where you can see a ghostly second outline on the lettering or the date, and struck-through debris marks that make each coin uniquely identifiable. Such imperfections, rather than lowering the coin's value, make them incredibly desirable because they are one-of-a-kind and tell a story of the minting process itself. Another fascinating aspect for collectors is the existence of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar with a clash mark. This happens when the coin dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving a unique and rare impression on the coin. These clash marks are like fingerprints, turning an ordinary coin into a museum-worthy piece. Condition is king in the world of coin collecting, and the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is no exception. Coins that have never been in circulation, showing no signs of wear and tear, known as uncirculated or mint-state coins, can command a hefty premium. Even more valuable are those preserved in original mint packaging or slabs certified by professional grading services, giving collectors confidence in their authenticity and grade. Collectors, listen closely, because here's the real kicker: a pristine, error-free, uncirculated 1973 Kennedy half-dollar proof coin can fetch an astounding $81,000. Yes, that's right, this humble half-dollar, which you might find in your grandmother's old coin jar, could be worth more than a luxury car. It's a stunning reminder that sometimes the smallest pieces of history hold the greatest treasures. So next time you come across a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, whether at a coin show, a flea market, or even tucked away in your own collection, take a moment to inspect it carefully. Look for those mint marks, study the date, and watch for any unusual features that might hint at a rare error or special minting characteristic. Top 2, we're diving into one of the most thrilling discoveries in the world of coin collecting, the Kennedy half-dollar from 1988, featuring an extraordinary silver color shade and a condition so pristine and rare that it's sending waves through the collector's market. If you're a serious coin collector, a passionate treasure hunter, or just someone fascinated by the hidden gems of U.S. currency, this is a story you absolutely don't want to miss. We're going to uncover the history, uniqueness, rarity, and most importantly, the market value that will leave you stunned. Stay tuned until the end, because we're revealing a jaw-dropping dollar amount that collectors are willing to pay today. This could be the coin that changes everything. Let's begin with the history and background of the Kennedy half-dollar. First minted in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy following his tragic assassination, this coin quickly became one of the most iconic and emotionally charged pieces in U.S. numismatics. Originally struck in 90% silver, the composition shifted in the following years, but the 1988 Kennedy half-dollar still holds a deep connection to its legacy. By the late 1980s, most half-dollars were minted for collectors rather than general circulation, making certain versions of the coin even more valuable, especially those that have unique striking errors, rare finishes, or exceptional colorations. The 1988 edition, in particular, stands out because of its mysterious silver-toned hue, which isn't a standard mint issue, raising significant interest among collectors who seek out rare variations. What makes this coin truly unique is its distinct silver color shade that sets it apart from regular copper-nickel-clad versions. This isn't just any silver look, it's a tone that shimmers under light with an almost mirror-like brilliance, yet soft and aged like vintage treasure. Some experts believe this coloration results from rare chemical toning processes or an unusual fluke in the minting process, which makes each such coin essentially one of a kind. Combined with a perfect or near-perfect condition, we're talking about coins that show no signs of wear, have sharp details, and boast a nearly flawless surface. This version becomes a must-have in any elite collection. When such a coin surfaces in silver color, untouched and preserved, it becomes more than a coin, it becomes a masterpiece. Rarity and condition are the heartbeat of coin collecting, and this coin hits both marks with perfection. The silver shade alone dramatically limits how many are even known to exist. Add in high-grade conditions like mint state or proof-like quality, and you've got a coin that stands on a pedestal of its own. Collectors from around the world are hunting for such examples, especially those with no contact marks, strong luster, and perfect centering. Many believe this coin was never intended for regular circulation, possibly making it part of a special strike or miscategorized mint run. Its rarity fuels the demand, and every serious collector wants to be the one to showcase this unique 1988 Kennedy half-dollar. Now, let's talk about what everyone wants to know: the current market value. In recent auctions and collector exchanges, this coin in silver color shade and outstanding condition has not just caught attention, it has broken expectations. Demand is climbing rapidly, with collectors and investors recognizing its scarcity and historical significance. And yes, you heard it right, the value has reached a staggering $70,000. That's not an estimate or hype, that's what collectors are actually paying for this rare gem in top-grade silver shade condition. The Kennedy half-dollar 1988 in this form has officially joined the ranks of the most valuable modern-era coins in American numismatics. Top 3, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of American numismatics with a coin that many might overlook: the 2000 United States Kennedy half-dollar. At first glance, it may seem like just another modern coin, but hold on tight because this particular half-dollar hides some rare secrets and potential value that every collector should hear about. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin journey, this video is packed with intriguing details that could make you look twice at the coins in your collection. So, listen carefully, because by the end, you'll discover why the 2000 Kennedy half-dollar could be worth a staggering $61,000. Let's start by putting this coin in context. The Kennedy half-dollar has been a symbol of American history and legacy since its debut in 1964, created as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy. By the year 2000, the coin was still in circulation but had evolved with changes in minting technology and production methods. Most 2000 Kennedy half-dollars you encounter were minted for general circulation and are quite common, but what makes some of these coins exceptionally rare and valuable are specific minting errors and special varieties that can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. One of the most fascinating things about the 2000 Kennedy half-dollar is the existence of mint errors that are incredibly rare. For example, some coins from this year display a double die error, where the date, lettering, or other design elements appear doubled or shadowed. This doubling occurs during the coin's production process when the die strikes the planchet more than once with a slight misalignment. These double die errors create a visually striking effect and are highly prized among collectors because they're accidental and unique to that particular minting. Another rare feature to look out for on the 2000 Kennedy half-dollar is the struck-through error. This happens when foreign materials such as grease, dirt, or metal flakes get stuck on the die or planchet during striking, leaving raised marks or lines on the coin's surface. Each struck-through coin is a one-of-a-kind artifact, a fascinating glimpse into the mint's production line mishaps. Collectors love these errors because they make the coin stand out and increase its rarity exponentially, but that's not all. Some 2000 Kennedy half dollars also show what's called a clash mark. This error occurs when the obverse and reverse dies collide without a planchet between them, causing ghostly impressions of design elements to appear where they shouldn't. Clash marks are rare and collectible because they tell a story of the coin-making process itself. Condition also plays a huge role in the value of these coins. While most circulated half dollars from 2000 show wear and tear from daily use, an uncirculated or proof 2000 Kennedy half dollar in mint condition is something very special. These coins maintain their sharp details, brilliant surfaces, and original luster, making them much more valuable to collectors. Professional grading by services like PCGS or NGC can certify these pristine coins, often boosting their market price dramatically. Proof coins from the year 2000 are another exciting area for collectors. Produced with a special process that results in a mirror-like finish and extra fine details, these proof Kennedy half dollars can have subtle differences or minting quirks that enhance their desirability. Some proofs from this year also show errors or unique characteristics that make them highly sought after. Now, why should you care about all these details? Because if you happen to own a 2000 Kennedy half dollar that is either an uncirculated proof or features one of these rare minting errors, like the double die, struck through mark, or clash mark, you could be holding a coin worth an astonishing $61,000. That's right, this seemingly ordinary coin from the turn of the millennium could fetch a small fortune in the right collector's hands. Imagine the excitement of discovering such a valuable coin in your collection, a coin that not only carries the legacy of one of America's most beloved presidents but also holds immense monetary value thanks to its rarity and condition. It's a powerful reminder that the stories behind coins often go far beyond their face value. So, to all the coin enthusiasts out there, next time you come across a 2000 Kennedy half dollar, take a moment to examine it closely. Check for doubled lettering, unusual marks, or any signs of minting errors. And if you find something that looks out of the ordinary, don't hesitate to get it professionally evaluated. You might just have uncovered a hidden treasure. Top 4. We're diving deep into the world of the Kennedy half dollar, specifically the special bicentennial edition minted with the dual date 1776 to 1976. At first glance, it might look like just another old coin. But don't be fooled. Hidden within some of these coins are rare errors, limited mintages, and shocking details that make certain versions worth a fortune, and yes, we mean that literally. So coin collectors, history buffs, and anyone who loves a good hidden treasure story, get ready. This might just be the most exciting half dollar you've ever seen. Let's take a closer look. In 1976, the United States celebrated 200 years of independence. To mark the bicentennial, the U.S. Mint did something very special. They redesigned the reverse side of three iconic coins, the quarter, the dollar, and the half dollar. That's where the Kennedy half dollar comes in. On the front, you still have the familiar and powerful portrait of President John F. Kennedy, a symbol of leadership, legacy, and loss. But flip it over, and there's something unique. Instead of the presidential seal, you'll find an image of Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the birthplace of America, and the date? Not just 1 year, but 2, 1776 to 1976, stamped right into the coin, honoring 2 centuries of freedom. Millions were produced. So why, you ask, are some of these coins now worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars? The answer lies in the details, the mintage, the metal, and the mistakes. First, let's talk about the composition. Most Kennedy half dollars from 1976 were made with a copper-nickel clad. These were mass-produced for everyday use. But here's where it gets interesting, a small number were minted in 40% silver. These silver versions were not made for circulation. They were included in special collector sets, which means they were preserved, not spent. But rarity isn't just about silver. It's about condition. Coins that have never been touched, never been circulated, and remain in mint condition, often graded as MS-67, MS-68, or even higher, can be extremely valuable. And then, we get to the errors. Oh yes. This is where things really heat up. Some 1976 Kennedy half dollars were struck with major minting errors, double dies, off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors, or missing clad layers. These are not your everyday coins. These are once-in-a-lifetime mistakes, and collectors will pay a premium to get their hands on them. Imagine finding a $50 that was struck twice by the mint press, creating a doubled image on Kennedy's face or the words, "In God We Trust." Or discovering one that's completely off-center, with the image pushed halfway off the coin. These errors can turn a 50-cent coin into a collector's dream, and guess what? There are even rumors, and confirmed sales, of rare proof strikes and special mint errors that have sold for absolutely jaw-dropping prices at auction. One such coin, a pristine example of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy $50, combined with a rare mint error and immaculate condition, stunned collectors when it sold for an unbelievable sum. How much, you ask? $91,000. That's right. A coin that many people tossed into a drawer, used at the grocery store, or forgot in their pocket change was actually worth $91,000 in the right condition, with the right error. So the next time you're sorting through old change, flipping through that forgotten coin jar, or browsing a garage sale, keep your eyes peeled. That ordinary-looking $50 just might be something extraordinary. Collectors all around the world are hunting for these rare gems. And the Kennedy $50, especially the bicentennial edition, holds a special place in American coinage history, whether it's the symbolism, the artwork, the silver content, or the shocking mint errors. One thing's for sure, this isn't just a coin. It's a story. A mystery. A piece of history. And for one lucky collector, a small metal treasure that turned into $91,000. Top 5, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and fascinating coins of American currency, the 1972 Kennedy $50. This isn't just about a 50-cent piece. This is about history. Mystery. Errors. Rarity. And yes, big money. So buckle up, collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just a curious treasure hunter, you're about to discover why the 1972 Kennedy $50 might just be one of the most surprising coins you'll ever come across. Let's go back for a moment. In 1964, just months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, the U.S. Mint released the first Kennedy $50 to honor him. His image replaced Benjamin Franklin, and instantly, the coin became more than currency. It became a symbol of a nation mourning its fallen leader. Fast forward to 1972. It's been 8 years since the first Kennedy $50, and the coin is still going strong. Millions were minted. And because of that, many people assume the 1972 version is common. And for the most part, it is, but, and this is a big but, there are versions of this coin that are anything but ordinary, and those versions? They're worth a fortune. Let me explain why. Most 1972 Kennedy $50 were struck in a copper-nickel clad composition, the standard material used in circulating coins. They were produced at 3 different U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, with no mint mark; Denver, with a D mint mark; and San Francisco, with an S mint mark, typically for proofs. But here's where things get really interesting. Among these coins, certain rare errors and special strikes have made the 1972 Kennedy $50 a prize among collectors. Let's start with errors. These are not flaws, these are miracles of minting. Tiny, unintended mistakes that happen during production, and turn some coins into incredibly valuable treasures. Imagine a double die obverse, where the front design, including Kennedy's face, the word "Liberty," and even "In God We Trust," appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during minting. These double die errors are extremely rare on the 1972 Kennedy $50, and when found, they can command premium prices. Or consider an off-center strike, where the coin is struck off its proper alignment, cutting off part of the design, and creating a truly one-of-a-kind look. These off-center errors can vary in severity, and the more dramatic the shift, the more valuable the coin becomes. Then we have wrong planchet errors. Yes, you heard that right. Sometimes, a coin is struck on the wrong metal blank entirely, like a planchet meant for a quarter or a foreign coin. This kind of minting mistake is highly prized and astonishingly rare, and it doesn't stop there. Some 1972 Kennedy $50 also suffered from what's called a missing clad layer, where part of the outer layer of the coin is absent, exposing the copper core underneath. This gives the coin a distinctive appearance and can increase its value significantly among collectors. Now, let's talk about grading. Because condition is everything in the world of coin collecting, most coins that have been circulated, passed from hand to hand, scraped in pockets, tossed in jars, show signs of wear. But some coins, the lucky few, were preserved in pristine condition from the moment they were minted. These are graded by professionals on a 70-point scale, and coins that achieve grades like MS 67 or MS 68 are exceptionally rare. Combine that kind of condition with a mint error, and you've got a jackpot. And now, here's the part you've been waiting for. One such example of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, featuring a major minting error and preserved in nearly flawless condition, stunned the coin collecting world when it sold at auction, not for 50 cents. Not even for $500. It sold for $71,000. That's right. A single coin, once worth just 50 cents, changed hands for $71,000. All because of its rarity, condition, and the magic of minting mistakes. So the next time you find an old coin in a drawer, or spot a half-dollar at a yard sale, don't overlook it. Look closer. Examine the date. Check for mint marks. Look for signs of errors. Because hidden in that small disc of metal could be a life-changing treasure. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar isn't just a coin, it's a mystery waiting to be solved, a story waiting to be told, and for one lucky collector, it was $71,000 waiting to be discovered. So if you love coins, if you love history, if you love the thrill of the hunt, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and share this video with your fellow treasure seekers, because the world of coins is full of surprises, and who knows, maybe your next big find is already in your pocket. Happy collecting, and keep your eyes open, because every coin has a story.